The Oak of Ages had fallen, the Knights of Bretonnia setting torch to the blasphemous monument. Under the command of Durthu, the elves assembled their forces and marched south to avenge their loss. The armies of the Lady encamped around the smouldering ruins as they slowly replenished their forces, gathering strength for the final push into Athel Loren. As Durthu traversed the world routes, his presence was detected by the scouts under the command of Tancred. The Elder Treeman had delivered a gift to the Bretonnians, whose best chance at victory was to divide and crush the elven forces heading their way.
Now it's time to show them what we're made of.
Half of the knights, consisting of 4 units, charged down the left flank and slammed into the elven bows. As the remaining cavalry on the right flank swept in, the infantry closed the gap to engage. After felling the dragon, Tancred moved to combat Durthu. With the elven bowmen seen off, the cavalry moved to assist the infantry in routing what remained of the enemy. As Tancred fended off Durthu, Pierre also came into contact with an elven host traversing the world routes. The enemy was soundly defeated and routed. The Great Elven resistance moving toward the Oak of Ages had fumbled their numbers advantage, and the remaining armies scattered. One of these armies had boldly continued south and placed themselves within striking distance.
It shall be so. Honor and glory! Very well, if you insist.
Lord, I will indulge you. Armored in faith. For now...
As Raelulf pushed north, his forces uncovered an elven ambush laying in wait. The Elven cavalry moved forward as a vanguard and traded missile fire with the Bretonnian longbows. The Stag cavalry attempted to move down the right flank, but were met with a countercharge from the heavy knights. Despite numerous clashes, the elves had not yet learned to protect their valuable archer units, and they were met with the end of the Bretonnian ranks.
Do you fear death, human? You are on death's path! They shall fall!
As the elven infantry melted away, the command moved in to make a defiant last stand. Absolutely refusing to learn from their mistakes, the elves had once again allowed themselves to be caught out as they attempted to slip by in the world routes.
We will charge in lance, and the enemy will scatter. The enemy charges!
Is Luon worth dying for?
The lady demands blood! We fight as Grail companions!
Swept aside at every battle, ultimate defeat was looking all but certain for the natives of Athel Loren. The Bretonnian forces parted ways once more as they pursued what remained of the enemy. Raelorf moved east to raise the crag halls of Findal.
If the lady wills it.
On the outskirts of the forest, a rogue elven host had moved toward Castle Quenelles, perhaps hoping to divert Bretonnian resources away from Athel Loren. A small army was raised in the castle to bolster the existing garrison.
I will indulge you.
Blessings of the lady be upon you. For now, yes.
With defeat looming, the remaining elven factions began to consolidate what remained of their power under Durthu's command. Raelulf continued his march east and laid waste to the crag halls.
For now, yes. Slay them!
I deem your quest worthy.
The Fae moved north, keeping pressure applied to the elves before reinforcements could be assembled.
It shall be so. Honor and glory! Very well, if you insist.
Taking my leave.
The elven army marching on Castle Quenelles had thought better of it and turned back, but still posed a significant threat. Amelia Chouette hurriedly moved south around the outskirts of the forest, hoping to meet the elves in battle before any Bretonnian lands came under attack. Once again, the Wild Roots played into the hands of the Knights of Bretonnia, who were able to catch yet another elven army. The enemy ranks comprised overwhelmingly of archer units, perfect fodder for the Bretonnian knights. Unfortunately for Pierre, his own army consisted of far fewer mounted knights than his compatriots. As such, he must close the gap with his entire host as quickly as he could, and try to envelop the enemy.
Snuff them out!
The infantry had managed to engage the elven bows and began pushing them from the field.
Bring them to the lady's mercy! For Bretonnia! Your king is powerful! The lady demands blood! We pray!
With their ranged advantage neutralized, what remained of the elven numbers fled from the battle. The territory of Volzanville had previously been razed by Tancred in the early stages of the Great Quest, However, as the elves mounted their resistance, the settlement had been occupied and restored. Seeking to correct this, Tancred and Pierre once again moved on the anvil. With only a small garrison, the battle was easily won.
Attack!
Do you know who I am? Striking out!
Yes?
Raelulf had fulfilled his task and now made way for the mountains to the east of Athel Loren. The elves had settled the various dwarven fortresses atop the mountains, and would surely use this vantage point to sweep down and resettle the woods. As the Fey Enchantress moved north, an elven army moved against her in a desperate attempt to halt the advance. The mercenary crossbow cavalry moved forward, peppering the elven cavalry with bolts as they advanced. After being lured down the left flank, the elves were met with a countercharge from the heavy knights.
Enemy charge!
Though the Bretonnian cavalry would have an easy enough time hunting down the archers, the infantry faced a much more brutal struggle, as their ranks were assaulted by several units of Zoats. A small blessing as Alexei managed to intercept the dragon before it could be unleashed on the infantry below.
Now we strike! Forward, man! Fight me! Fight for our right to live! Fight, lads! Let's have on!
After seeing off the archers, the cavalry turned and crashed into the rear of the elven line. By the skin of their teeth, the Bretonnians held the line long enough for the cavalry to crush the enemy in a series of charges. The elves fled, with the knights in pursuit.
Bring them to ruin!
For the lady! Death to the enemy!
My reputation precedes me, as you say.
After taking some time to replenish numbers, the Fae marched on the feast halls and laid siege.
Attack!
Just as he was about to move into the mountains, Raelulf caught sight of Durthu moving through the mountains with a large host. Undeterred, Raelulf readied the men and pushed on.
Attack!
Trudging through the thick snow, the two armies came to a stop on opposite sides of a shallow valley. On the right flank, the knights had been positioned, ready to intercept the incoming reinforcements.
Brace for impact!
After a devastating first charge, the cavalry wheeled and readied themselves for another. The knights successfully fended off the elven reinforcements whilst taking minimal casualties. With their task complete, they turned their attention to the main threat atop the hill.
We show the king our might! Your king is powerful! Death will be a blessing! The winds rise! Bring them to ruin!
The lady demands blood! Slay them!
For the lady! For the trail! For honor!
We fight as
Come, peasants! Fight for your transformation! Now!
After a close fight, the lady's warriors endured and pushed back the enemy.